Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So check it, people. It's midnight. Of course it is, right? Anyway, I just wanted to talk about the importance of living in the present. And what it was yesterday was my anniversary, okay? And God bless my husband. He had the best intention ever. He literally got us a night at the hotel that we stayed at on our wedding night 22 years ago. So that was incredibly romantic and such a lovely gesture. And it was about 93 miles to get there, because back in the day, I still lived at the beach. So we had this beautiful hotel. It's called the Renaissance in Long Beach, which is right across from the Queen Mary and the Long Beach Harbor. And it's just lovely. So we went ahead and went down there. And the first thing we did was we actually ate at the restaurant that we had eaten at. And of course, it's the COVID, right? So with the COVID, you can only do outdoor seating. And granted, it was only about 87 instead of 107, like the high desert. So that was great. But it wasn't quite the romantic experience we had all those years ago. And then, because it was outdoors, not only was there the exhaust from cars and motorcycles, which were directly on the other side of the barrier, but there were flies, which freaked my husband out. So I was trying to be lovely and optimistic and happy that I had access to a mask because of the car exhaust, and he knew it was hard on me and I knew it was hard on him, but we made the most of it. So then we got to the hotel and we were exhausted. I mean, I'm always tired on a Saturday anyway, but we were exhausted and we just couldn't wait to get to our room. We've had trouble with air conditioning forever, it seems like. And so we were so excited to know that we'd be in a cool, beautiful room. And we most certainly had a harbor view and everything just like we had planned. So when I got in there, I had a bunch of waters and things that I wanted to put in the fridge. And right away, I noticed that the fridge was frozen over. So it was warm because it wasn't functioning properly. So I kind of pouted for a moment, but I was like, whatever, I drink room temperature water all the time. So then, of course, we turned on the air conditioner, and a great amount of time passed, and the room did not go below 80. And I was like, yeah, zero way. I mean, because this was $290 for the night. And I was like, they're going to make it right. So I called down, and of course, they happily accommodated us and gave us another room, for which the refrigerator was frozen over. Again, because it's like lack of use, right? They just can't have anywhere near as many clients with the COVID. So again, I was like, it's not ideal, but whatever, as long as the air conditioner works. It went down 1 degree in like an hour. Dale was losing his mind, and so was I. So I called. Three's a charm. I mean, let's be fair. They put us 2 floors higher, and was absolutely going to be the solution. Fridge was frozen over. By now it was laugh or cry, okay? And the air conditioner, though certainly slightly better, was not going to suffice. We were out of there, which was just astounding, right? So we went ahead and went downstairs, and what was beautiful was that they honored all the problems and decided to omit our bill, which we were certainly charged for, but we're trusting that they really will follow through and omit that. So on the way home, we stopped in Seal Beach, which of course is my hometown, and we decided to go by St. Anne's, which is where I not only was baptized as a baby, but my husband was baptized and received all his sacraments. And incredibly, a beautiful friend who sang in our wedding was actually there. And that was so exciting. And then we went and visited the priest who actually married us, and that was amazing. And we even visited another friend while we were in town for the moment. But what it brought to me was the importance of staying present in the moment. I'm not one of those people. I was voted most likely to return to high school 1 week later. Like, people couldn't imagine. I was so incredibly engaged that I would dare to not like live there every minute that I wasn't, pursuing whatever. I never went back for 30 years. I never even went back. Well, that was sort of the reminder yesterday. When like there's a computer glitch and the screen kind of goes and it's like trying to find its way, my brain was glitching left and right yesterday because everybody we saw had aged, and it wasn't what my memory was or what I was thinking in all the amazing desire to go back. Excuse me, 1 moment, please. So yeah, my brain kept glitching because what I had in my heart and mind's eye was not matching what was in front of me at all. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And it was the same thing. I wasn't kidding when I said it's midnight. The last thing I need is for that dog to be barking. Oh my gosh. Because Dale is so exhausted. I am so exhausted. But I have no choice but to continue because obviously I totally dared to take a day off yesterday. You weren't missing my video. I didn't do one because I was trying to honor my husband and just let it really be an anniversary. But anyway, so we saw these people. It was a bit of a shock. My husband was totally struggling and exhausted. Then we started to drive home, and it was so hot and we were so tired that about halfway, about 45-mile mark, we went to a second hotel. And the second hotel was just $150. So we felt okay about that with the understanding we were going to get the other monies back. And we went ahead and went to this other hotel. The refrigerator worked. Yay. The air conditioning, not so much. But by then, we were so tired, we were like, too bad. We are not driving 50 more miles. Anyway, so then today, on our way home, my husband wanted to do something fun, right? None of it worked. Everything we wanted to do, from the place we chose, which wasn't open yet, to the thing we wanted to purchase, which was the wrong brand, no. I was happy. I was just happy to be with my husband, to celebrate our wedding. He'd already gotten me like a Fitbit, which was so nice. Not that I've taken the time to charge it or do its business because I'm drowning. But I was really grateful for that. I told him he could certainly match that for whatever he wanted in his life. But it was just, I can't explain it. It was just so interesting. The importance of loving what is now instead of recapturing what will never exist again. That was the message of the day. I can't even tell you. And the other one thing was, Tanny Raw always says, and I know I mentioned Tanny Raw, social media phenom for every health channel. She's incredible. But anyway, one thing that she always says is that eating raw, because she eats a totally raw vegan diet, she always says that eating raw is the easiest thing she does in her day. Life itself may present many challenges, but having her food in order and knowing what she's going to eat is the easiest thing she does in her day. And I actually had a sense of that. In the chaos of everything, I knew exactly what I was planning to eat. I knew exactly what was on my plan. And I didn't have to think about that. There were so many things to think about, but I didn't have to think about that. And that really was the easiest part of it all. I love that. So that was a bit of grace in the midst of a ton of confusion. So I have quite a large family, as I've mentioned, and we have quite a legacy in my hometown. And so often people will write me on social media and say, oh my gosh, I wish we could be back at 421 Jade Cove Way. And I have cousins and family members who will write and say, do you think we could have a reunion? And I so get it. But the heart and the love is in memories that cannot be recaptured. Praise God for memories. in circumstances that no longer exist. Like, we were totally reflecting on who's not with us anymore. My father's gone, Dale's mother's gone, our best man is gone. Like, these people have gone on to the next realm, and that's just to name a few. None of that day can be recaptured but in our hearts, and at best in photos. And I need to be okay with that. And like all those people who remember Jade Cove Way, which was such a magical place, in time, none of those things exist. We could all go back. It's not what we remember. It never will be. So it's always a rude awakening to kind of go there, and sad on many levels. But I rejoice in the experience and want to stay in the present and be content with what I have in the present. It was an interesting anniversary, people, but it was just one. Just one. They come every year, right? By God's grace. All right, thanks for letting me share. That's really what I just wanted to say, was that we have to stay in the present to be truly content. And that if you're consistent, what you eat is the easiest thing you'll do in your day. And that's certainly not true in the beginning with all the struggles, but I'm getting there. Okay, like if you like, join us if you haven't subscribed. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you, especially in prayer. And until we talk again, my friends, best of all, know that you are blessed.